Hello and welcome live on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard, and we are set now for our first senior action of the 2025-2026 lacrosse season. Today's matchup, it's the home side. Fort Saskatchewan Rebels taking on the visiting Calgary Mountaineers. Your coaching staff for the Rebels: assistant coach Philip Smith, another AC Darren Barrett, another AC Kevin Parker, and lining it out with a fourth assistant coach, it's Sam Dock. Your two managers, Jordan Wheaton and Dave McGarva, and your trainer, Leslie Turn. So no head coach, just four assistants for the Rebels. On the other side, the Mountaineers, head coach John Kilbride, assistant coach Jason Crook, manager Aaron Kilbride, and trainer Jenna Clark. We are set at center. This game's ready to get underway, and it does. It's going to be the Mountaineers who end up with this ball to start with it. Aiden Smith, he'll feed that one back. A nice little swim move there by Wyatt Hawks as he's going to step into the offensive zone, drop that one off for Bryden Robichaud. Robichaud pulls this one over to the right, being pressured now, looking for a pass option, feeds it over to the left, looking back across. Robichaud with it, drop down low now. Pacharooney back up high, moving it. Whitney drops that low once again. The Rebels doing a good job pressuring outside, and that ball is going to get picked off in front by Miller Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw, the former captain of the junior Rebels, that was just last season, now making his debut with the senior squad here at the Dow Centennial Center. The Rebels last year playing out of the Moyer Recreation Center, but with the Jubilee Recreation Center still under construction, they move their way to the Dow this year. It's Ethan Peterson. He's got this one up high, steps into the center, gets caught up, passes that one off, looking for an option now. It's going to be Barrett. He's up high, lets the shot go. He scores just like that. Greg Barrett gets the Rebels up 1-0, just over a minute into this contest. The assist on that going to go to Ethan Peterson. And that's exactly how you want to start a season at home if you are the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. Let's get dialed in. Center once again. Looks like it's going to be Garen Nolsky, the returning draw man for the Rebels from last season as well, and he'll take on Adam Bartolome. Battle for it. Nolsky couldn't pull away the first draw of the game, and they're saying this one off his hand, and I agree. So the Mountaineers going to get awarded possession, and they'll start back from their own zone now. Cameron Chesser, he's got that one, feeds it to center as the Mountaineers step in once again with it now. Ben Foster, he'll feed that one over to the left side, stepping around the pick there that time. A shot from Zane Fletcher. Out of play off the Rebels, so they're going to award it to the Mountaineers once again in a fresh shot clock. It's a quick shot inside, and that one's going to be stopped up swiftly by starting goaltender today for the Rebels, John McMillan. On the other side of the floor, it's Ryan Zaderay for the Mountaineers. Is trying to cross center. The Rebels get picked off quickly back the other way. Zane Fletcher, he'll step in. Going to step back into space now. Passes that one out high. You got to be careful for that second bounce of the lacrosse ball, and it's that time that it causes the over and back violation to the Mountaineers. The Rebels quickly will make an offensive change. 18-16 to go in this first period. Is Peterson going to pick it up down in the corner now? Feed back up high. Moving it around already are the Rebels, wasting no time. Still along the outside. Peterson getting abused a little bit, but now this ball will make its way over to Zach Bass's tee as he'll step in and across the left side, and he's going to get pushed to his offside, so not going to be able to let that go. And the shot from up high that time from Zach Wildeboer. Going to just go off the elbow of Zaderay, and back the other way come the Mountaineers. A nice pass to the middle, and that one going to be a little too high for Levi Whitney to pull out of the sky. Into the Rebels bench. It'll be turned over once again, and let's start it. Greg Barrett. He's already got one goal in this game to open it up. 17:45 to go as the Rebels go to work. Moving that one now, Eric George. Passes it swiftly across for Dylan Kerr, and into the middle there, and Kerr couldn't quite get a handle on that one off the back of the goaltender's net, and the Mounties were covered in their own crease. Saying they pulled it back in, though, is the referee, so going to be turned over to the Rebels for another offensive zone possession and a fresh 30. George, he's got it. Looking for an option now. Nice dump pass into the center, just couldn't quite be handled that time by the Rebels, and it's going to be the Mounties defense that's able to pick this one back up as they'll move it ahead. And it looks like we have a penalty upcoming here. A tripping call going to be assessed to the Mountaineers, I believe, is a quick little cross check from Turner Dick, making sure he got his extra lick in there on Zach Basisti. But the Rebels going to be awarded the first power play of this game is up high. It's Miller Scrimshaw. He's got it now. He'll send that one. Or sorry, Josh McCallion, who sent that one down low. I'm confused. Scrimshaw, of course, wearing 44 for the Junior Rebels last year. Is down in the corner now, back up high. And that shot's going to get ripped over top of the crossbar by McCallion. And it's going to find its way all the way down the ice. So over and back, charged against the Rebels and quickly trying to come down and pick it up. Looked to be Turner Dick. He'll just let that ball come back out high, and it's going to be picked up by Cordell Hastings. He'll leave that one there for Robichaud, who's going to go back up high now, and he'll find Goodman. Goodman continues to hold it. Still shorthanded are the Mountaineers to be clear. Still holding it up high right now. Bryden Robichaud as he'll try to step in as the shot clock winding down now. Only 6 seconds to work with. A great job ragging the ball here by the Mountaineers. Robichaud lets it fly, and that's going to be stopped by the stick that time of Josh McMillan as Rebels move back up the floor. Wildeboer, he'll pass that one off. It's Barrett who has it now. Greg Barrett puts that one back up high. Moving it around now. Peterson has it along the left side, drops that one into the X position behind the net, thrown back up high. Another shot now, and that's going to go off the elbow that time of Brody Seaborn, recovered by the Rebels. Peterson with it once again. Goes down low, gets the return feed now, looking for an option, back up to the point. Quick shot there from Basisti. Stopped once again by Zadare. Rebels pick it up and get a reset of the clock once again. Peterson up high, return feed, looking for an option, lets it go, he scores! Just like that, Ethan Peterson sneaks it under the left arm of Ryan Zadare, and the Rebels with a 2-0 lead. 15:41 to go in this opening frame. We get set once again at center. Nolski returns to take this draw. Up against Aiden Smith this time. Smith pulls that one out cleanly, chasing it down now. Has a cut to the center, feeds that one off, and that pass just a little low for the Mounties captain, Turner Dick. Ball fed back up high now as Mounties go to work. Levi Whitney brings this one down to the right wing half boards, looking for an option now. Whitney going to put some pressure on his man, Corey Takahara, and shot up from upstairs going to get stopped that time by John McMillan. Good opportunity for the Mounties, but the goose egg remains on the board. The Rebels looking to break out now. A little slip up there at half, and that's going to be the 8-second violation against the Rebels, and turn swiftly over to the Mounties now as Bryden Robichaud will bring this one in along the right side. Try to spin off his man, looking for an option. Does feed it in. A nice play by the Mounties, but that shot just doesn't find its way on net. They're actually saying last off the Rebels goaltender McMillan, so no over and back charged to Calgary as they move back in the other way. Zane Fletcher down to the corner now. Nice feed in front and a quick shot, and that's going to get the reset again. But this time the Rebels able to pick it up and look to move the other way. Bringing that one in now. The Rebels going to leave it there. Eric George, he's on it. Throws that one over to the right wing now. Ethan Peterson claims that pass, goes back up high, moving it around the Rebels swiftly right now. Trying to move his way in as McCallion, as that shot gets through and he scores. Just dribbled its way through Zadare, and that is a 3-0 lead now for Fort Saskatchewan. 14:08 to go in the opening frame. Nolski. Ready for another draw against Adam Bartolome. Nolski is going to win that one, bring it in himself. Looking for an option. We'll pass that one off now. The Rebels go back to work in the offensive zone. Up high. Fed down low by Jordan Wheaton. Little cross seam pass attempted by the Rebels, trying to find Carter McAdam. He'll get picked off, and it's a rush back the other way for the Mountaineers. Looking to kind of slow this one up. I believe Brody Seaborn he'll pass that one up to the changing man in Ben Foster. Foster goes down to the corner now as the Mounties continue to go to work. Levy Whitney spins off his man, gets in behind the net, tries to go back up high. But that ball is going to make its way across half, over and back, charge for the Mounties once again. Ethan Peterson picks this ball up behind the net. Peterson down to the corner now, looking for an option, goes back up high. He finds Barrett. Barrett up high. Peterson back down to the left wing now. Rebels have a lane let go there and blocked, it seemed, that time by Wyatt Hawks as the Mounties recover in their own zone and look to head out the other way. A nice pass into the middle now, quickly picked up by Joshua Goodman. Goodman still with it now at that shooter position on the right side. Makes a nice move into the center and a quick shot there and a nice save by McMillan, absolutely stoning Max Pacharuni. As the Rebels head back the other way, their goaltender having himself a good start so far. That one fed off now. Josh McCallion puts that one back up high. Dylan Kerr now looking for a lane. He's going to make his way into the inside. Kerr lets it go, but covering the entire net that time was Ryan Zatteray. The Mounties pick back up and look to go for a run. Brody Seaborn with some speed lets it go, and that's stopped by McMillan once again as the Rebels look to break out. Scrimshaw unable to gather that one in, but does now. Up along the left wing. Bringing that one into the offensive zone this time is the Rebels, but ball given away down low, and it's going to be the goaltender, Zatteray, moving that one out. In transition now, the Mounties. Cordell Hastings feeds that one off swiftly to Whitney. Whitney going to step up high. Thought he had a lane. Going to back off now and feed it off to Fletcher. Fletcher utilizing the left side of the floor now. With it, Ben Foster getting some pressure here. Foster still moving around. Has a lane. A nice behind the back pass and a quick shot and a stop by McMillan. Looking solid so far between the pipes as the Mounties get the reset and continue to go to work. Whitney passes that one over to the left side now. Hastings drops it down low for Fletcher. Fletcher trying to move up high. Moves it to the right side now. Behind the back into the middle and knocked off the ball is Levi Whitney. And it's Rebels' ball now as they're going to have to start to move with some speed all the way behind their own net. Being counted off right now, and they're going to get across freely. Beret. He's in now. Beret over to Peterson. Drop down low. Rebels offense trying to go to work here. Dylan Curry's got it. Passes in, and that's nailed off the post there on the shot from Zach Wildeboer. It will be Rebels' ball. Wildeboer feeds that one down. Cycling up high now. Scrimshaw. Sorry, my apologies. That's McMillan over there. 44-4. Confusing is another quick shot. That's going to get knocked away by the back of the stick that time of Zatteray. The Rebels recover once again. Ethan Peterson puts that ball back up high. Dylan Kerr, he's got it. Finds Beret. Goes down to the left corner now. Cycling back up high. McCallion looking for an option. Finds Peterson, who's at the point. Lets it go, and that's going to be stopped by the right pad that time of Zatteray. Rebels recover once again with a fresh 30 to work with. Beret way up high. Goes down to the right side now. Dylan Kerr stepping in. He's going to try to dodge his way inside. Couldn't get there. Nice defense by the Mounties. Back up high. Beret looks for an option. Sends that one low, and it's going to miss wide of the net. Ball still loose here in the Mounties zone. Floor looking a little slippery out there right now. Is trying to get to it is Zach Wildeboer. And that ball is going to be sent down the floor. The Rebels going to send it back the other way. And now turned over to the Mounties. So it looks like we have a little TV timeout going on right now. 9:40 to go in this first period. Shots 11-8 in favor of the Rebels, who also lead this game 3-0. Again, thank you for tuning in live on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgard, and it's my pleasure to tell you about the Battle of the Border. So the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the CROW LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians. All while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more today by following us on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. Always a fun event every year. I know a few people who have attended for the last few and have never heard a bad review coming out of that one. Regardless, 9:40 to go in the first period. Mounties ball up high. 5-on-5 lacrosse starts off the last half of this first period. Moving it around now. The Mountaineers trying to start this second half of the period off better than the first, as they do. There's a nice shot upstairs that time from Joshua Goodman. Gets the Mountaineers on the board. 3-1. Now your score. It's the Rebels who lead this game by 2. So coming out of the timeout, maybe just a little conversation from the Mountaineers bench of what do we need to do to beat the man who is John McMillan, who's looking sharp through the first half of this period, but seemingly they found a way to open it up. Nolski on his knees trying to help get this loose ball for his team. They're saying picked up by hand once again, so turned over to the Mountaineers once again. A great opportunity for them to really put some pressure on the Rebels. If you've watched lacrosse before, you understand how quickly things can change out there. Hastings will let that one go, or my apologies, actually, that was Fletcher from the point. So Rebels trying to work for the fast break here. Ball knocked out of the air swiftly that time by who looks to be Carter McAdam, who will step in, let that one go. Goes off the pad that time as Zadare, and he'll now recover it in that big wooden stick of his. A popular flavor, a stick there being used by the Mountaineers goaltender. I know when I was playing minor lacrosse, as soon as the goalies figured that one out, it covers primarily the entire 5-hole. That was a very popular choice, and look at him carrying that all the way through into Senior B lacrosse. Why not, as this ball comes back up high now, moving it around. Cordell Hastings over to the left wing, spinning and dodging his way around Mulholland as this ball comes back up high, and a shot stopped by McMillan once again. Reset for the Mounties. Levi Whitney feeds that one over quickly. Hastings moves it around as the Mountaineers continue to cycle around this ball. Back up high now. Whitney, he's got it down to the corner, trying to dodge his way through right now. Was Declan Mulholland, but no dice that time as Mulholland couldn't quite gather in that pass. 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. From up high now, and the play is going to get blown dead, and it looks like things are going to break loose a little bit here. Bunch of players getting involved. And we do have some gloves dropped, and yes, here we go. We're going to have a little bit of a fight here. Levi Whitney getting into it. And it's going to be Whitney who ends up on top of the Rebels defender. And that's always a good way to separate a cluster, as two men just got to give it up and start fighting. And that's what happens that time around. First senior game on CROW LAX TV of the year means first senior fight of the year. That always adds up, and we love to see it. I love to see it. That's part of lacrosse action. Why not? So referee's now going to have to talk things over a little bit. Eric George, with his fiancée in the crowd, will return a stick to his teammate in the penalty box. Nice guy right there. 7:57 to go in the first period. 3-1 remains your score. 12-10 now. The shot still in favor of the Rebels as the men in stripes continue to hash things out. Don't forget the always lovely Tristan Shaw on the camera today. An absolute pleasure to work with. Nate alum. Of course, doing some action with the Nate Ooks women's and men's hockey team over the winter was Tristan, running the TriCaster. So if you were watching any Nate Ooks games, all those fun angles you were getting, courtesy of Mr. Shaw himself. Had my stint with the Ooks at one point as well. Doing the same thing I'm doing now, yapping. And guess what? Here I am 4 years later. Looks like the Rebels getting geared up possibly for the power play. Or maybe just some 4-on-4 action. We will see when we resume. But it looks like that's going to be the case as the extra man heads to the box for the Mountaineers. It's going to be a Fort Saskatchewan Rebels power play from what I can tell right now with less than 8 minutes to go in this opening period. Up high to start with this ball, Josh McCallion, as it looks like we're just about set to go here. Still a little bit of communication going on. Penalty is up on the board. Referees just explaining how they thought this one through to both benches. We actually have an injured referee. That is what the holdup is here. Okay, 7:57 to go in the first, and we are waiting once again. But now it looks like ready to go. I'm stuck on a Band-Aid brand, and a Band-Aid stuck on me. Just about set to go. Here we go. Now at the top, McCallion, he's got it. Going to move in with some speed. Feeds that one over to the right side. Rebels wasting no time. There's a quick shot from the point. Stopped swiftly by Zatare. And the Mounties going to try to break out shorthanded, it looks like here. McCallion doing a good job on the back check there, slowing down the rush of the Mountaineers. That pass actually going to find its way through swiftly. Nicely done as Mulholland moves in and is going to drop that in behind him to Fletcher. Some offensive firepower here on the penalty kill for the Mountaineers as Fletcher going to feed that off to the right side. A big shot from the outside goes off the backboards, off the back of the net, recovered by the Mounties. No time left on the shot clock, though, so that's going to be an automatic turnover to the Rebels, and they'll move up the floor once again. A nice feed to Eric George as he'll step in along the left side now. George back up high, finds McCallion as he's scanning the floor looking for an option. Goes over to the right side now for Basisti. Up high, McCallion. Over to the left side now. He'll set the pick. That shot from up high goes home for the Rebels. Logan Noyen, I believe. Or sorry, actually, Zach Wildeboer. That's my apologies. But I am just noticing it says Noyen on the back of all the Rebels jerseys. Could we have a possible relation? I think so. Let's go again at center. Rebels now reestablishing their 3-goal lead. 4-1 is where it is as Nolski gets the stick slapped out of his hands. Using his feet, channeling his inner soccer skills to make this one happen. Is over and back charged against the Rebels and going to be turned over to the Mounties once again. Here's up high. The Mountaineers now moving with a little bit more pace as Chesser. He'll leave that one there. Stepping in now, Robichaud. Scanning, looking for a lane, lets it go, and that ball's going to end up wide, way up in the air, and picked up quickly by Fletcher. Fletcher played every offensive shift so far, pretty much, as Robichaud tried to dump that one down to the corner, bringing it in behind the net now. Goodman over to the left side, quick shot from the point, and that's going to catch a piece of a stick and end up down in the corner. Shot clock running down, and that's going to be turned over to the guys wearing all red, actually a red jersey, black shorts today. Very sharp outfit. Is coming back the other way now are the Rebels. Bray pretended to receive that pass, but now it's actually going to end up in the stick of Ethan Peterson, who tries to go into the middle that time for Basisti, and he'll get it again as Peterson dives through the crease. Basisti still being laid on top of here. And he'll just calmly make his way to the bench. Nonetheless, still going to be Mountaineers ball. 6 minutes to go in the first. That one going to be passed up ahead. Gathered in by Robichaud as he'll utilize the left side of the floor now. Moving it around. Mulholland goes back up high. Picked up. Ben Foster over to the right side. Robichaud back up high now. Fletcher going to step in his shot. No dice in the left corner. battle for the loose ball, what you would call a scrum. And we're going to have a penalty upcoming here when the Rebels come away with the ball. And it looks like it's going to be Garen Nolsky headed to the box. St. Albert Crude alum in junior, now turned Rebel in senior. Got to wonder if that caused a bit of an identity crisis. 5:37 to go in the first period. 2-minute power play. The first man-up opportunity for the Mountaineers in this game, as this is going to start off a little slow. Fletcher participating in a little bit of pass. Robichaud now will go back up high. Robichaud back and forth. That's the play they like, and it's going to work out for the Mountaineers. Just like that, Bryden Robichaud puts that one away for the Mounties, and they're back within 2 once again. It only took them 12 seconds on that power play. Let's do it again. Nolsky, the man who was sent to the box, looking for a little bit of redemption in the face-off circle. Ball going to be turned over on the face-off to the Rebels. How many clean face-off wins have we actually had in this game so far? My calculation is not many. It's down low now. Basisti feeds that one up high. Quick shot from the point, and looking for his second of the game that time was Will DeBoer, but couldn't put that one home. A light pass now from the Mounties goaltender Zadare, as they will get across half in plenty of time this time around, as Robichaud thought he had a lane, had to stop up, tries to find a new one, but draped all over him that time are the Rebels. It's a play up high and a nice toe save by McMillan. As the Mounties recover, fresh 30 on the clock. Up high now, Fetchner looking for an option, goes down to the left wing, cutting inside now. Quick move there and a great save by Fetchner. Wouldn't have mattered, as they're saying Ben Foster, a toe in the crease regardless, but still looked cool for McMillan as the Rebels look to go to work once again. Greg Beret comes in below the rag line here. Cycles up high, going to get the ball picked off him. That was a good two-man job there by the Mountaineers, but Beret not settled on it yet. Just couldn't quite get that ball in the pocket. And the Mountaineers going to be able to pick up and head down the floor once again, cradling his way nonchalantly. Matt Martin. That's an electric name. Down to the left corner now. Mounties going to work. Cordell Hastings, he's got it. Feeds that one over to the right side. Big shot from the point. A nice elbow save by McMillan. Continues to be solid between the pipes. 3:52 to go. Ball going to be moved ahead swiftly here. Rebels looking to make a quick opportunity into something. Corey Takahara going to go for the change now after he's able to feed that one off to Will DeBoer as the ball makes its way towards the net. Gloved out of the air that time by Zadare. Not something you see often in lacrosse. No, the goaltenders do not wear a trapper. That was just snagged out of the air. Pure coordination that time from the Mountaineers netminder. Over to the left wing now, unable to be gathered in by Cordell Hastings. As the Rebels, little bounce off the glass, will now get across half. Alex Wildeboer. His, what I'm assuming, sibling Zach, a goal in this game. But it's Alex on the defensive end, so don't get that confused. Make sure you're paying attention. And I'll make sure I am as well. Another good save by McMillan that time. Fed over to the left wing now. Beret looking for an option. Beret feeds that cross floor at that time. Zach Basisti stepping in, looking for a lane, gets cut off. Beret up at the point, king of the low shot, and this time he'll score once again. Second goal of the game for Beret. 2.5 to go in the first, and the Rebels regain a 3-goal lead. Once again, keeping some distance between themselves and the Mountaineers. Freshly painted is the Dow Centennial Center for this year's lacrosse season. Something I was not always privy to in my time coming up in the Fort Saskatchewan lacrosse system. Why not? Nolsky back in center. Unable to pull that one out. Someone's got to find it. Nobody knows where it is, and it's going to be the Mountaineers who end up coming up with it. Gonna have to swing off for the change now as Josh McCallion is unable to head to the offensive side. He's got to get as much rest as he can for when the ball heads back the other way, but it's the Mountaineers who have an opportunity to get back closer in this one once again. A nice pass down to the corner, unable to be gathered in that time by Declan Mulholland. A battle for it, recovered here by Zane Fletcher. He'll feed that to the right side. A nice pass into the middle, and a quick shot there, and a better stop by McMillan once again. Arms everywhere for McMillan, but it's working right now as in across half is Takahara. Takahara, little fake pass there to Will DeBoer, but now this time it's actually going to go to him. Will DeBoer tries to step to the inside as that ball knocked off his stick. Takahara taking an offensive shift this time around. Feeds that one down to Peterson. Nice pick on the inside as Peterson puts it low. Rebound does come out, and that's going to be recovered now by Jordan Wheaton. Wheaton goes back up high. That's a nice bounce, and it's going to go right into the stick of Zach Basisti. He comes freshly on the floor, feeds that one to Peterson. Across the left now, down low, and a quick shot there, stopped up nicely by Zatare. As it's going to be a race for it now, picked up by the Rebels. 25 seconds go on the shot clock. A man draped all over him for Zach Will DeBoer as he tried to recover that one. It's going to be the Mounties who come up with it. Stepping across half now, Christian DeGroot, and he'll be able to feed that off swiftly to Joshua Goodman as the Mountaineers go back to work now. Hastings goes up high. Ball makes its way to the right side. Back to the left side of the floor now. Spinning off his man, Ben Foster, who tried to let it go. Doesn't make its way on net. And it's going to be the shot clock violation on the Mountaineers. And Miller Scrimshaw will pick it up for the Rebels and feed that one across half as the offense makes its way back out to the floor. Josh McCallion, he's got it now. Only 23 seconds to work with of game time in the first period. 16 seconds on the shot clock. So Rebels step in, a nice feed out high. Ball does come loose now. Dylan Curry able to pick it up. His shot on net, he scores. And just towards the end of the shot clock, the Rebels able to put another one in the net. 12.2 seconds of game time remaining in the first. Shot 17-15 in favor of the home side. They lead this game by their biggest margin so far, 6-2. Let's get set at center. Nolsky taking every draw of this game so far for the Rebels. As similar to last season as well. He's their guy. It's good to be the guy. Ball comes out. The Mountaineers trying to pick it up. Nolsky able to recover. Only 5 seconds to go in the period. The Rebels going to have to bring it across half. But that will do it. 20 minutes in the books. We will head to an intermission. Or maybe not. We still got some rough stuff going on out on the floor right now. Both competitors jawing back and forth. That looks to be the Mountaineers captain, Turner Dick. And he's talking that over quite extensively with Corey Takahara. So it looks like all the players will head to their change rooms for right now, respectively. A 10-minute break up on the clock. 6-2 is your lead for the Rebels after the opening frame. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw's on the camera, and you're tuned in live on CROW LAX TV. Welcome back live on CROW LAX TV. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard, and Tristan Shaw is on the camera. We're getting set now for the second period between the Senior B Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and Calgary Mountaineers. Nolsky going to win this draw right away to start this period. Quick shot there onto the net. Stopped swiftly by Zadare. We have switched sides this time. The Rebels going to be moving broadcast right to left opposed to the opposite. And the Mountaineers, of course, moving left to right. The Rebels going to be able to break this one out following a good save there by John McMillan. They'll step in, a quick shot, or a quick pass down low, I should say. Scrimshaw trying to stretch the floor, but now I'll pass that off and go for a change as the Rebels offense makes its way onto the floor. 14 seconds to work with, and that's going to be picked off by the Mounties. It's going to be a quick run back. Peterson trying to keep up with his man here. Shot going to go wide, and the Rebels going to be headed back the other way. Just like that, your first minute of the period is gone. It's Peterson, one end of the floor to the other. Now on his proper side as Peterson steps in, and that's going to be stopped by the short side shoulder of Zadare. And here come the Mounties back into the offensive zone. Being patient here, lots of time on the shot clock as this ball comes up high. Zane Fletcher looking for an option now. Fletcher going to step around. Feeds that one off at a nice stop that time by McMillan on Zach Pacharuni. So McMillan will pass that one out now. Looking to move up the floor is Logan Noyen. Noyen comes in along the right side. Moves that one back up high as the offense looking to go to work now. Dylan Kerr feeds that one off for McCallion. He'll go low now. Moving it around the Rebels. So Wildeboer will let it go, and that's going to be stopped up in front by Zadare. The Mounties push this one back into the Rebels zone now. 18 minutes to go in the second. No scoring so far. It's the Rebels that lead it 6-2 over the Mountaineers. Slowing things once again are the Mounties. A quick pass in the middle and a behind the back shot towards the net goes just wide from Zane Fletcher. There's another quick opportunity for him and another stop by McMillan and a reset. This time they score. The Mountaineers, the first to get on the board in the middle frame. That time thanks to Declan Mulholland. He was hunting throughout the first period and now gets his team back within 3. 6-3, your score here as Nolsky will get set at center once again to go up against Aiden Smith in the draw. It's going to get turned over to the Rebels. They got to blow it in on their own side of the floor. Gives them an extra time to get the offense out there as Ethan Peterson steps in slowly, feeds that one off to the left side now. Wildeboer went low right away, fed across McCallion, goes to the offside of the floor. And another shot quickly, that time from Wildeboer, who hasn't been afraid to let it go from the outside, but that time just wide. 17-15 to go. Mounties back in offensive territory. Hastings, he's got it. Moves that one into the middle now. Hastings gets a return feed, makes step into the middle, makes a move, he scores! Nice little bounce shot there from Hastings, and it tucks its way swiftly just under the crossbar. 17:02 to go in the second, and the Mounties turning things up here, only trailing this game now by 2. Bartolome, he'll be the draw man for the Mountaineers this time, making lots of switches. A bit of a rotation in the center dot for the Mountaineers, but it's Nolsky once again for the Rebels. Nolsky's, he'll come up with it. Little bounce pass back up to the point, had to be stopped by the knees swiftly of Carter McAdam as he'll go for a change now as the Rebels go to work in the offensive zone. Coming off the bench, Zach Basisti looking to help out his man, does create some space. Now from the point, gets a return feed. Little give and go action, a behind the back shot that time. Lee from Takahara. So he's trying to open himself up on the other side. Up high now, a little fake pass there by McCallion as he'll let a shot go now. That does come off the pads of Zatare, but he'll be able to gather in the rebound, and the Mounties looking to get themselves within one. 16-15 to go in the second. Ball comes back up high, moving it around now. Mulholland, he's got a goal in this period so far. Ball comes back up high now. Hastings feeds that one off for Pacharuni. He'll step inside now, and a nice stop by McMillan, who gets right back up. Steps out of his own crease to evade the count, but another count's going to start right away, but the Rebels easily get across half once again. Peterson comes back out on the floor, followed by George, and it looks to be Jordan Wheaton. Beret tried to get an opportunity on net as well. Peterson exchanging some words right now with Aiden Smith, but they'll find their way to their respective benches as the offense comes out for the Mountaineers. Quick opportunity, a fake pass and a quick shot on net, stopped by McMillan. Just a little bit better than Goodman that time, who's going to have another opportunity. Chooses to pass off and trying to go far side on McMillan was Braden Robichaud. Stopped up once again. Rebels goaltender getting himself back involved in this second period as the ball comes back up high. Trying to gather that one in. Now is Goodman. Feeds that one over to the right side. Robichaud trying to utilize the left side of the floor, and it's going to be picked up by Hastings, who goes back now to Pacharuni, who goes down low. Robichaud looking for an option now. Feeds it off. Quick shot from the point, and that's going to be blocked by a stick and find its way down the floor. It's off a Rebel, so no over and back. But now going to be turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. My apologies. Zach Wildeboer will be the man to pick this one up. Wildeboer sends that one over to the right side of the floor for Dylan Kerr. Kerr trying to spin off his man. Has some help from Wildeboer once again. It goes down to the left corner. Trying to find an option now. McCallion as he steps up to the point. Getting pushed back. McCallion finds an open man in George. He goes over to the right side now. Back up high. George gets feed in the middle. Steps in. He scores. Eric George answers the bell for the Rebels. They gave up 2 goals early in this period, but now reestablish a 3-goal lead. 7-4 is your official score for the men wearing red. Nolsky couldn't win that draw. Is won cleanly that time by Aiden Smith. Smith will just pass that one off to his captain as the offense out on the floor now for the Mountaineers. Mulholland, he's got it above the rag line, will step below now. Debating if he wants to make pressure or not, but will pass off to Robichaud. Robichaud down to the corner, fed across now by Pacharuni. Good ball movement here by the Mountaineers. Robichaud steps in, getting hooked up by Nolsky, and that's going to be the high stick. Charged to Garen Nolsky, I'm sure. Actually, a holding call is what they go with that time. Under 14 minutes to go in the second, it's going to be the Mountaineers back to the power play. Made quick work of their first opportunity in this game, scoring in 12 seconds. Let's see if they can recreate some of that magic here and get themselves back within 2 once again. Constantly been chasing this game as it's gone on. Ball down low, back up high now, getting moved around swiftly. Robichaud playing a little pass back up to the point now to the left side of the floor. Behind the back pass, stepping in. Quick shot there and a better stop by McMillan. Rebound recovered swiftly by Hastings. Up at the point now, another behind the back pass. Swiftly here, Ben Foster, but another stop by McMillan. Waiting for it to come out of their own crease is the Rebels. They can safely pick this up without automatically turning it over to the Mountaineers, but it's going to be Calgary who comes up with it regardless. Robichaud slowing things down with a fresh shot clock, goes back up high. Playing a little bit of pass now up high with Foster. Foster with it once again, back to Robichaud. He has a lane, going to not do it, and another shot from the middle. A nice pass from Robichaud to Fletcher, but McMillan better than them both this time around as Beret tried to jump in the air to pull that one out of the sky, but it's going to be the Mounties headed back the other way. Another quick shot, and that's going to be stopped up by the stick of McMillan, who has been the difference maker so far. It's not due to a lack of trying for the Mountaineers, who now lead the shot board 26-23, but trail this game by 3 is another turnover by the Rebels. Power play continues here, and another quick shot. They're saying no goal for Cordell Hastings, saying he was in the crease. And it looks like Takahara getting some words from the Mounties bench. They feeling He tried to draw a call for the Rebels there as Takahara steps in with one hand now, makes a nice move towards the center, but gets cut off by the Mounties defense. Now looking to kill off some of this penalty are the Rebels, as George has it at the point, only 5 seconds on the shot clock. He'll let it go, and that's going to be stopped up by the leg of Zadare, and it's going to be the Mounties headed back the other way as George will go for a change. Foster with it in his pocket now, 12 minutes to go in the period and only 5 seconds in this Mounties power play as he'll feed that one off now. Robichaud playing some pass up high with Foster. Foster with it now, tries to go low, and it's going to be fed all the way up the middle. That's going to be gathered in. Nolsky in on the breakaway. He'll step in, and that's off the post and stopped by Zadare. Opportunities don't get much better than that, but it is hard to beat a Lacrosse goaltender one-on-one. 11:35 to go in the second. The Mounties, another opportunity, 5-on-5 now. Cleaned up quickly and out of the zone for the Rebels. Alex Wildeboer holding on to it up high in the Mounties zone now as his offense gets out on the floor. Will feed that off now to Dylan Kerr. Kerr goes across. Wheaton back up high now. Basisti chooses not to let that go. Passes it off once again. Kerr looking for an option up high. Lets it go. And that's stopped by the Mounties goaltender. A battle for a loose ball here. No over and back going to come as the Mounties able to recover this one. Nicely done that time by Matt Martin on the pursuit of the ball. Martin still with it behind the net now. Takes a little slash on the hands. Back up high now. Well in control of this ball are the Mountaineers. Seeing Fletcher. He's got it. Looking for an option. Feeds that one into the center there. Swiftly and a no-look. Low shot that time. Just ends up wide. There's another feed in the center and absolutely blown up by Miller Scrimshaw. The center was Zane Fletcher. The referees deem that clean, so it is my duty to say not in my house from Miller Scrimshaw. And that's just two fast bodies colliding that time. That creates a bit of a car wreck. Peterson goes back up high for Beret. Beret down to the left wing now, moving it around. McCallion looking for an option, goes all the way to the left side. Feed into the middle. Quick shot for McCallion. Little give and go opportunity for the Rebels. And it's going to be an over and back charge against Fort Saskatchewan, turned over to the Mountaineers. 10:02 to go in the second period. 7-4 remains the score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan. Mountaineers lead the shot board. In across half now. Mounties looking to go to work. Robichaud feeds that one down low. Pacharuni over to the left side of the floor now. Hastings looking for an option. Back in the center there, and that shot going to go just wide for Max Pacharuni once again. He'll feed it all the way across. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Another quick one and getting low to make that stop that time was McMillan, continuing to be solid for Fort Saskatchewan between the pipes. Took a while to gather that one in, but nonetheless, the Rebels get it across half. Swift pass there, trying to make its way to Zach Wildeboer. He couldn't quite gather it in. There's going to be a loose ball foul now. And as we have a turnover of the ball, that means it's time for our second TV timeout of this game, coming at the halfway point of each period. And that's time for me to remind you that the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus, learn about the CROW LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more today by following us on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. While you're at it, go around to the CROW LAX TV social medias, available on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube so you're alerted every time there's some great RMLL action live from CROW LAX TV. If you're a Rebels fan, you'll be hearing a lot of me this season. Unfortunately, I'll be away next weekend. But after that, it should be smooth sailing. So Mounties have the ball in the offensive zone. A quick shot there and a nice right shoulder stop by McMillan. It's going to be the Rebels trying to head out the other way. Coming with some speed now, Takahara. Steps around his man, trying to create something on transition here. Tried to let it go with one hand, and he gets stopped up. as this ball gets passed right down Broadway and just couldn't quite gather it in. But now it is by the Mounties. A quick shot and a better save by McMillan. Clean from Goodman, says the referee. No step in the crease. But the goaltender just a little better that time as Goodman now going to have to drop the balls. It's turned over to the Rebels. 8:40 to go in the second. Slowly stepping across half that time, Dylan Kerr. Kerr playing a little bit of transition action for the Rebels here in this game as Peterson lays a pick. Trying to go back up high for him was Kerr. Now having to chase it all the way back is McCallion, and they're going to say over and back charged against the Rebels. McCallion stuck on defense here. So he got himself low on that play. Fletcher with the ball now. Fletcher had good movement so far in this game. Looking for an option now. Feeds that one over to the right side for Poncheruni, and he'll have to recover that one off the boards. Does so swiftly, though, and a shot from the outside stopped up once again by McMillan. 8:02 to go in the second. We haven't had a goal in a while. 7-4 remains your score for the Rebels. It's fed over to the left wing now. Looking for an option. Will DeBoer goes back up high. He finds Beret. Beret feeds that one to Wheaton. Jordan Wheaton into the center now. Finds Will DeBoer. He'll let that one go, and it ends up wide of the net. Grabs his own rebound. Another shot towards the net, and that gets on to the Mountaineers goaltender, Zatare. But he'll freeze that ball up and now pass that out of his own crease. Loose ball enters into the Rebels zone. And they're going to say loose ball foul on Fort Saskatchewan. That allows the Mountaineers to pull up. Fresh 30. Fresh guys on the floor. With it now, the Mountaineers trying to slow things down a little bit, it seems, is up high, moving it around. Robichaud lost his handle, and it comes back out high. Ben Foster recovers that one. 10 seconds to go now on the shot clock. Poncheruni down low. Robichaud into the center. Not able to do anything with it that time are the Mountaineers, as it's going to be turned over quickly as the Rebels will go for a change and get the offense back out on the floor. Bringing it across half for Fort Saskatchewan, Logan Noyen. Noyen with it down in the right corner. He'll feed that one back up high now to Kerr. Noyen going to set a pick. And now he'll go for a change, get the rest of the offense out on the floor. That'll bring out McCallion, and a shot from the point finds its way all the way into the ceiling. And they're saying that went off the Mounties, so it's going to remain Rebels ball here. Kerr with it. Up high, drops that one down to Peterson, who will cycle up high himself and feed McCallion. McCallion over to Will DeBoer. Ball comes loose. Eric George trying to be the first to pick it up. A bit of a weak play there behind the net from him. It's the Mounties who come up with it. Stepping onto the floor now and instantly receiving the ball that time was Robichaud. Trying to open himself up in the center, couldn't do so. Another feed into the middle there from the Mounties. Just unable to connect. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick shot goes way wide, and now it's going to be a race for it. Carter McAdam looked like he might take off towards that ball. Has to bring it out of the crease. Play blown in. Rebels back to work. McCallion feeds that one over. Wheaton looking for an option. Wheaton has that one knocked out of the sky. Down to the left corner now, cycling back up high are the Rebels. Good movement from them here, just a little bit disconnected. Is another shot quickly onto the goaltender from Basisti, unable to connect. 5:24 to go now in the second as time continues to wind down. We're more than halfway through this contest as the Mountaineers step back into the offensive zone, still trailing in this game by 3. Pass over to the right side, and a quick shot on net stopped up by McMillan. That out of the stick of Poncheruni. And now an attempt to stretch the floor here possibly by the Rebels, but it'll slow down quickly. Still with it now, Logan Noyen. He'll feed that off and go for the change. It's going to be a short possession here for the Rebels by the time they get their offense out there. Peterson with it now. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Feeds that one over. Beret trying to bob and weave. Does get it inside and creates a great opportunity for Wildeboer. But a great left elbow stop that time by Zadare. Recovered by the Rebels. Fresh 30 to work with. Beret. He'll let that shot go through a screen, trying to recover the rebound, and he does now. Beret back up high. Finds Peterson. Peterson going to go set a pick that time for Kerr. Kerr back to Beret. Peterson knocked down to the floor. Recovered by the Rebels once again. 16 seconds to work with on this shot clock. Stepping inside that time was Kerr, trying to create some space on the outside possibilities. Beret's got it, sends that low to high. Gets knocked down in the process. 4 minutes to go in the second period. Recovered by George, and that's going to be a reset for the Rebels. Great job here by Fort Saskatchewan keeping the Mounties hemmed in. They've been out for a long shift now. Up high, McCallion. Playing some pass here. He has it at the point now. Looking for an option. Feeds that one across and over to the left side now. Quick shot by Wildeboer. Rebound in front. Peterson catches a shot up high. And he is going to draw a penalty in the process. And it looks like Fort Saskatchewan going to be headed to another power play here with 3:34 to go in the second period. Possibly two men making their way there for the Mounties. And indeed, that's going to be the case. So large opportunity here for the Rebels to create some space in this game. Already currently leading by 3. But now a 5-on-3 power play opportunity for Fort Saskatchewan. Starting with the ball up high, it looks like it's going to be Corey Takahara. Takahara, as soon as he gets that ball, will feed that over to the right side. Basisti drops that low. Great ball movement here by the Rebels is the key. Is George going to step in close, looking for an option. Tried to go low. Rebound comes out for McCallion. Another shot to left. Basisti to McCallion. Down low for George. Back up high. Pass is firing right now as George trying to get a quick shot on the other side. Great vision, no execution from the Rebels that time. As George with it once again drops that one down low. McCallion tried to go low. Another rebound opportunity. And standing tall is Zadare right now for the Mounties. Minute and a half to go on each penalty for Calgary. A quick recovery of the ball would be key for the Rebels. Of course, keeping in mind if they score during this 5-on-3, they will still have time of 5-on-4 available. Could be a big moment in this game if the Rebels are able to get at least one on the board. Great rag of the ball here, though, by Joshua Goodman, and his shot does get onto McMillan, and that killed off about 30 seconds of that power play for Fort Saskatchewan. He's heading it back across half now. Takahara looking for an option, feeds that one down. Wildeboer went back up high. It's Peterson who ends up with this ball. Fed back inside. Quick shot, and they score. Dylan Kerr with the pass from Peterson. And the Rebels convert 5-on-3 and will still have 45 seconds to work with. 5-on-4. 2:19 to go in the second. 8-4 now the lead for the Rebels as they double the Mounties score. Nolski. Able to knock that one out of the draw. Recovered by Fort Saskatchewan as they're going to look to go to work here. Carter McAdam feeds that one over to the right side for Kerr. He scored on the original power play. Kerr playing a little bit of pass here with Basisti. Is this feed in the middle? A quick shot there from Wildeboer. Going to get knocked away, and they're going to say it's a crease violation by the Rebels. So when this play resumes, only 26 seconds left on the second Rebels power play. And a good reg here by the Mountaineers would effectively do it. This ball fed across now over to the left wing. With it, Bryden Robichaud just will keep his time and space as much as he needs to here. More time left on the shot clock than there is the penalty as Robichaud now will feed this across. And that's a nice tip from George in the middle to get involved on that play. And turnover back to the Rebels. George has to move this ball here. Can't slow down too much. Get it counting down, and he'll make it across in time. Feeds that ball off to Beret. Rebels trying to spread out here as the offense comes back onto the floor now. Beret up high. Back over to Peterson. Peterson. Now another shot going to be let go, and that's going to go off some shins that time, but recovered by the Rebels, and that should be the reset. Won't be this time, though, as McCallion now has the ball knocked down out of the air, and it's going to send Calgary back the other way. So only 1 minute to go here in the middle frame as the Mounties. A goal at the end here could make a big difference. Back up high now. Mountaineers continuing to move it around. Zane Fletcher with it. Feeds that over to Robichaud, who tried to make a swift pass into the middle that time for Mulholland. Just couldn't quite gather that one in. It was a little low. Rebels all over the Mounties right now as that's going to be turned over. And the ball is going to end up in the bench. Just unable to hold on to that as he stepped around the man is Sam Dock, who is also recorded as an assistant coach for the Rebels. Jackie Moon style. I like it. 25 seconds to go in the second period. Timeout called by the Mounties, I believe. As this may be an opportunity to pull their goaltender, hold on to the ball, and get a last-second opportunity with an extra man on the floor. A play you will see often in the RMLL, as opposed to an offensive meltdown. Shouldn't create too much danger. And when trailing by 4 like this, not much time left to go in this game by any means. Could possibly be the play for Calgary. And it looks like that's probably what they're going to go with. Their goaltender indeed on the bench. 6 men out on the floor. See if the Mounties can make it happen. A little bit of strategy comes into play towards the end of the middle frame. Rebels back ahead on the shot board following that power play, 36-34. Play blown in, 13 seconds to go on the clock. Shot clock off here. Remember, you don't want to make a move too fast. You don't want to cause a turnover to the Rebels here, as this one does come loose. And it looks like we have a penalty charge to Fort Saskatchewan with 4.1 seconds on the clock, so I'd imagine the net will stay pulled for the Mountaineers. There'll be a little bit of 6-on-4 action for a very short time to end out this period. It's Nguyen headed to the box for Fort Saskatchewan. The cross-check going to be the call. And that actually caused some confusion from me as well. What the Rebels complaining about there is that it's the start of a power play, so the ball should start at center. And they blew that in above the rag line. And now we're going to chat about it here a little bit as well. Tanner Tass having conversation with the referee, and I'm kind of with him on this one. I would have been confused as well had I been out on the floor, and actually I'm confused as well sitting from the broadcast position. But that'll do it for 40 minutes of play here in Fort Saskatchewan. Another 10-minute break, and then we will return for your third and possible final period. The Mountaineers will start that period on a power play, but as of right now, the score remains 8-4 in favor of the Rebels. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera, and thank you again because you're tuned in live on CROW LAX TV. Hello and welcome back live on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is your cameraman, and we are getting set for the third and possible final period between the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the Calgary Mountaineers. It's the Rebels that lead this game currently 8-4, but we'll start this period off on the penalty kill quickly, trying to make something happen, possibly short-handed here is Corey Takahara. Unable to get security of that ball, though, and it's going to be the Mounties headed back the other way. Mounties moving broadcast right to left, Rebels left to right in this third period. If you're walking into the building, you would think it's the second because that's what it says, but I can confirm for you that is not the case unless I'm losing it. Great ball movement here by the Mounties to start off this power play. That shot caught a piece of something on the way and didn't totally get through. Pass unable to be gathered in that time by Robichaud. And they're saying the Mounties get a reset even though the shot clock went off. So power play offensive opportunity continuing here for Calgary. Back up high now. A little bit of pass going on for Calgary, trying to open up a seam, and this ball going to end up getting picked off and possibly a break back the other way. Using some speed here are the Rebels. Quick step in and a shot, they score! Carter McAdam opens this period up with a short-handed goal on Calgary, and just like that, the Rebels lead it 9-4 with 18:49 to go in the third. We get set at center once again, 46 seconds to go on this Mountaineers power play. Now all of a sudden, at worst, the Rebels exit this penalty kill even. Nolski can recover that ball, but racing for it once again is Takahara, and he's caught possession down low in the Mounties zone. Back up high now, Peterson. He'll receive that pass from Takahara, and again, keep his time and space. 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. 28 seconds to go in this power play. Peterson still holding on to it. Feeds that one across for George. George looking for an option now. Comes out high. Going to let a big shot go from the point, and it's going to end up wide and out of play. So it will be Mountaineers ball, and they pick up, and looking ahead with some speed possibly is Joshua Goodman. He'll slow it down, though, and wait for their power play to get on the floor. 6 seconds to work with on this man advantage for Calgary. Probably not going to rush things too much, as that's going to do it. And stepping out of the box now for the Rebels is Logan Noyen. Back up high, fed across to the left side now. Into the middle, Robichaud looking for an option, feeds that one across. Hit his man, and Ben Foster steps in and he scores. Little crease jump there from Ben Foster. Answers back. And it's 1-1 in the third all of a sudden, but the Rebels still lead the total score 9-4. Big thing for Fort Saskatchewan today, of course, has been goaltending. John McMillan looked very solid between the pipes. Lots of great opportunities for Calgary. Definitely not lacking in that zone. But McMillan has made the difference and given his team what stands currently as this 4-goal lead. The Mounties able to win that draw. Aiden Smith will head for the change now after passing that one off, and it's Max Pacharuni. He'll bring it over to the right side of the floor. Pacharuni now looking for a passing option. Feeds that one across to Ben Foster. Foster over to Robichaud. Robichaud trying to step in the middle, find a lane, couldn't do so. Getting pressured up high now, trying to spin off his man Miller. Scrimshaw loses his stick, and a quick shot on net. Out of the stick, a Cordell Hastings stopped by McMillan. And the Rebels will pick it up. Play blown in now. Passed off. Takahara will bring that across half himself. Play going to be blown dead. Rebels ball. Looks like they're just looking for a reset of the shot clock. Play blown in. Rebels trying to move this one around. Answer back to the last Mounties goal. That one thrown wide that time by Wildeboer. I believe his intended pass target was on the corner, but unable to be gathered in. 16.5 to go now in this third period. Back the other way now come the Mountaineers. Zane Fletcher. He's got it down in the left corner now. Fletcher. Looking for an option. Fakes the spin that time. Goes up high. Gets met right away by a Rebels defender, but able to pass that one off to Pacharuni. And ends up back up high. Another quick shot there from the Mounties, blocked by the Rebels. Cordell Hastings out of his stick that time, and still having to make another stop on the rebound was McMillan. But across half once again are the Rebels. Dylan Kerr. He's got that. Feeds it to the right side for Peterson. Peterson, who finds Beret. Streaming in late. Beret makes a nice move into the center. Has that ball fall out of his pocket. Recovered behind the net, though, by McCallion, who goes up high. Peterson lets it go, and that goes right into the chest of Zadarate. 15:40 to go in the third. Mountaineers move that up along the right side of the floor and back into the offensive zone. Adam Bartolome will leave that one there for Robichaud. Robichaud over to the left side of the floor, and the shot from Declan Holland gets blocked away, but it remains Mounties' ball here. Hastings over to the right side. Pacharuni, who tried to go down to the left corner now for Mulholland, who recovers that ball on the rebound. 12 seconds to go in the shot clock for the Mounties. Goal or a reset would be big here. Is another shot, and that's going to end up just wide and now find its way down the floor. I don't think it had contact, but nonetheless, shot clock expires regardless, so it's going to be Rebels ball down in the Mounties zone when we resume. Less than 15 minutes to go now in the third period. Picked up by Wheaton. Feeds that one up high, finds McCallion. McCallion over to the left side now for Will DeBoer. Will DeBoer looking for an option. Lets that one go, and it's going to be blocked away. So no over and back. Rebels got to get to it first here, though, as Basisti picks that up on his own half of the floor and brings it back across. Over to Will DeBoer, who fed that one into Wheaton, and his shot stopped up. The Mounties headed back the other way now, trying to barrel his way down the floor as Aiden Smith gets in free, finds his man. A quick shot there from Zane Fletcher, stopped by McMillan once again. Cross half now. Here comes the Rebels offense once again. Beret faking the reception of the pass from Takahara. Is this one back up high? Eric George now looking for an option. George over to Peterson. Peterson. His pass didn't connect, but gains his own rebound and a quick shot. And that's not going to find the goaltender. So the reset not able to be found for the Rebels, and that's going to turn it over to the Mountaineers. Under 14 minutes to go now in the third. Stepping in now. Pacharuni. He's got the ball, goes in all alone, lets that one go, and barrels in to the Rebels goaltender, McMillan. And they're actually going to keep this as Mounties' ball. Up high with it now, Hastings. Leaves that one to the right side for Robichaud. Robichaud looking for an option, finds his man, and Ben Foster returns that. Robichaud up high, looking like he's going to let it go. Does he? Scores! Just like that, Bryden Robichaud has his team back within 3, 9-6 now your score. Still in favor of the Rebels, but the Mounties making a push here in the final frame. Last year, the senior Rebels kind of the kings of making it interesting. Between them and the junior team, I truly don't know how many overtime games were played at the Moyer Recreation Center last year. Possibly a talking point for this year, getting things done in regulation. It's Mountaineers with it. Turner Dick will leave that one off now to Joshua Goodman. Goodman still with it, slowing things down as the rest of his offense get on the floor now. Passes it to Hastings. Hastings over to the left side now for Foster. Foster trying to make a dip and dive inside. His shot never got let go as he goes back up high. Pass bobbled, only 1 second to go, and that's going to be thrown in behind the Rebels' net. And now swiftly picked up by Takahara. Takahara will pass that one off to Beret coming out of the bench. Bray brings it to his proper side of the floor along the left now. Pass off swiftly. Back up high, Ethan Peterson. He's with it now. 12.5 to go in the third. Peterson looking for an option. Goes back up high. Finds Beret. He's way outside. Try to go down to the corner. A nice pass reception that time from Zach Basisti, but just couldn't quite get the finish off it. But great hand-eye coordination shown by him. There's Eric George. Lets a mean slash fly that time. That was on Brody Seaborn, but the Mounties still able to get it across half now. Fletcher to the right side, and the shot that time from Robichaud goes way wide, and Takahara is able to pick it up. Spins off his man. Here comes Takahara, and all alone, Takahara just couldn't quite go over the shoulder of Zadare, and that ball ends up in behind the net, and back the other way come the Mounties, still trailing by 3. 11:47 to go in the period. Up high now, Will DeBoer, or sorry, my apologies. Hastings moving it around, gets a return feed now. Tried to let that one go in the center quickly. Picked up by the Rebels. A weak hold on it that time for Tanner Tass. That'll get picked off by the Mountaineers. They are back into the Rebels zone with a fresh shot clock. Up high now, Bryden Robichaud will feed that one off swiftly to Foster. Foster goes down low now. Hastings goes to the right side of the floor. Robichaud back in the middle now. Hastings had to get himself settled, but got a good shot on net still and stopped up once again by McMillan. Rebels looking to head back out the other way. Alex Wildeboer will feed that one across swiftly to Noyen. And they're going to call that the 8-second violation on the Rebels. Not across half fast enough. And it looks like they're going to send Noyen to the box. Delay a game, possibly? Correct. That's going to be the case. So the delay a game penalty charged to the Rebels. That puts the Mounties back on the power play and a great opportunity to get back within 2. Last time they had the man advantage. Surrendered a shorthanded goal to Fort Saskatchewan. Let's see if they can clean that up this time around. Fletcher gets the return feed to the left shooter position. Back up high. Moving the ball well here are the Mounties. Trying to create some space, and they do. A quick shot on net. They score. 5-hole goal from Ben Foster. Gets through McMillan. And again, 12 seconds is all it took. That's the second power play the Mountaineers have been able to convert on in just 12 seconds in this game. 9-7 now your score. Rebels still in the lead, but this game far from over. Still 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go until we will have possibly reached our finish. Nolsky in at the face-off dot. Aiden Smith in against him. Smith able to pull that one out of the draw swiftly. Pressure continues from the Mounties as that one's going to get thrown across nicely to Hunter McChesney. McChesney will feed that to his man there, and Robichaud as he comes off the bench. Robichaud sent that one back up high now, helping move it around Ben Foster. Feed into the middle there nicely, and a quick shot that time from Pacharuni, stopped up by McMillan. Deficit stays at 2 for the Mountaineers as the Rebels back into the offensive zone now. Possibly trying to push with some speed here, Carter McAdam. He's the man with the shorthanded goal for the Rebels. Now back up high. Quick shot that time by Will DeBoer. Ends up wide of the net and into the bench. And with the play getting stopped, that means we'll head to our third and final regulation TV timeout here for the goalies to grab a water, for the players to talk things over quickly without having to eat up a timeout. So the Rebels trail on the shot board 43-39, but are currently holding on to a 2-goal lead over the Mountaineers. And I'll remind you one last time in this game as well that the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the CROW LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians. All while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more today by following us on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. You can as well follow CROW LAX TV on both Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well so you know when all your favorite teams are in action live here on CROW LAX TV. As that's a nice pickoff that time by Takahara, who's going to head in all alone. Takahara, he scores. Breaking the double-digit mark are the Rebels. 10-7 is their lead. 3 goals, the separation between these two teams. 9.5 to go in the third period. Great defensive pickoff that time by Takahara. And makes no mistake on the free ride breakaway. Nolski in at center. He'll be able to win that face-off. Gets away with it now. Puts that one low for McCallion. It goes back up high. Kerr tries to let that one go, and it ends up just over top of the net. Rebels reset. Fed over to the right wing now. Kerr, he's got it. He's going to settle it down a little bit and go back up high. He finds the Rebels captain and Zach Basisti. Quick shot from the point there. It's going to be a moving pick called, I believe, on the Rebels. It looks like we're going to have a penalty assessed to the Mountaineers. Lack of discipline there from Turner Dick. And that's going to put the Rebels on the power play. Already leading this game by 3. 9:03 to go as well in period 3. So let's see what the Rebels power play can do this time around. Back up high now. It's McCallion. He's got it. The man who drew that power play. Fed it over to Basisti, who went down low. Gets a return feed now. Basisti looking for an option. Back to McCallion. Fed over to the left side now. Wildeboer can't find a free lane. Has to spin off his man. Open things up. Wildeboer lets it go from the outside. And that shot absolutely sucked up that time by Zadare. And that's going to allow the Mounties to move out of their own crease. 8:42 to go in this period. 1:38 to go in the Rebels power play as the Mountaineers going to slow things down. Rebels not looking to pressure too far out high, it seems, right now. They're okay with time running off the clock as well, as this is going to be a seam that opens up for the Mountaineers, and they almost answered with a shorthanded goal of their own. That ball going to end up out of play, and it's going to be turned over to the Rebels, so this power play can resume. 1:18 to go with the man advantage of this pass given off to McCallion. Last man on for the Rebels is going to be Zach Basisti as McCallion goes down low for Beret. Beret back to McCallion, over to Basisti, back to McCallion, Beret, McCallion, Basisti, McCallion. He'll nod inside. A quick shot, he scores! The Rebels get back to a 4-goal lead with exactly 8 minutes to go in the third. That goal on the power play. And it looks like getting put back in the box once again is Turner Dick. So possibly the Rebels headed back to the power play. I'll wait to see the signal from the referee here. So he's getting teed up. So that's going to be another 2-minute power play for Fort Saskatchewan after already getting themselves a 4-goal lead. And we will start from a face-off, though. So Nolski going to take this one against Adam Bartolome. 11-7 your score. So here we go again. Ball pops out. Carter McAdam going to bring it across half, and he'll feed that one down to McCallion. McCallion back up high now. Basisti to Peterson. Peterson down low. Finds Wheaton. Wheaton goes behind the net. Beret up high now. Quick shot there, and Basisti stopped up by the left foot of Zadare. 7:37 to go in the third. Mounties bring it down in the Rebel zone. Probably going to have to pursue some offense here, even though shorthanded. It's time becoming their enemy in this game to get back. As a quick shot from the point, they score just like that. That's what they were looking for. Zane Fletcher from the outside gets the Mountaineers back within 3. A shorthanded goal of their own, matching the Rebels in that stat category as well. Let's do it again. Another face-off here. Nolski in against a familiar foe in this game, Adam Bartolome. This ball comes out right quickly. Picked up that time by Dylan Kerr, who will bring that back across half. Kerr faking a little give off there, but he'll now pass it off to McCallion. McCallion to Basisti. Basisti. McCallion. Back up high. It's going to be a penalty called on the Rebels, I believe, and headed to the box is going to be Zach Wildeboer. Goal in this game. Just like that, we're going to be 4-on-4 for about 56 seconds before we'll possibly get to a Mountaineers power play, but the way penalties are being handed out right now, let's see if that ends up being the case. Less than 7 minutes to go in this contest. Down to the left side now. Hastings puts that back up high for Pacharuni. Pacharuni to Robichaud. Robichaud up high, looking for a lane now. Feeds that one off. Gets a return feed in the center. Robichaud steps in, and a nice right shoulder save that time by McMillan. Takahara catches a little bit of a stick up high. Nice little swim move and gets through 2 guys. And coming in 2-on-1 now. In all alone, and that shot's going to end up just wide. Wheaton trying to recover it now for the Rebels. Couldn't quite gather that one in, and the Mountaineers going to be headed back the other way. 20 seconds to go, 4-on-4. Ball left there for Ben Foster. Foster. A little fake give off there to Pacharuni. Still with it now. Play going to be blown dead. Looks like it's going to be turned over to the Rebels. 6:04 to go in the third. Referee's maybe going to talk this one over a little bit. 5 seconds to go. 4-on-4. For the Mounties, we'll head to a power play. I lied, as we're going to have another penalty assessed now to the Mountaineers. And what did I say before? The way they're getting handed out, I wouldn't guarantee that Mountaineers power play. So we're going to have some extended 4-on-4 time now. It's the first Mountaineer steps out on the box, but that leaves about a minute of even strength play to go, and then the Rebels will have about 50 seconds to work with on the power play if things stay as is on that timesheet. It's a quick shot, and they score. The Mountaineers all of a sudden back within 2 once again. A nice conversion that time from Wyatt Hawks on transition. And with less than 6 minutes to go, can the Mounties draw this game even? We got some more 4-on-4 action for another 51 seconds before the Rebels become a man up. Ball comes ripped out of the draw. It's going to be the Mountaineers who are able to pick that one up. Down in his own zone right now is Cameron Chesser. He'll escape his man and get into Rebels territory now. And along the right, on his wrong side of the floor, so they'll have to pass that one off and go for a change. Robichaud feeds that one across for Mulholland. Mulholland looking for an option, goes back to Robichaud now. Robichaud still with it, trying to find an option. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Rips that one from the point, and it ends up just wide. Takahara chasing this one down. Ball ends up out of play. Quick rush here. Peterson couldn't quite gather that one in the middle. A little tight to the crease there regardless. 5 minutes to go now in the third, and 5 seconds to go, 4-on-4 before the Rebels become a man up here. Quick play here by the Mounties, trying to maybe get a conversion while they're still even strength, but that's going to do it. Ball knocked out of the stick that time is Zane Fletcher, but he'll recover quickly. Quick shot there from down low, and a nice elbow save that time by McMillan. Mountaineers should get a fresh reset here. They do now. Hastings trying to find a lane. Goes back up high now to Pacharuni. Pacharuni down to the right side for Joshua Goodman. Goodman to Hastings. His shot there. And that gets in behind McMillan, but gathered up swiftly that time by Noyen, and back the other way. Here come the Rebels, 2-on-1 once again, and a great stick in the middle that time from Turner Dick, possibly saving a goal for his team. They remain within 2 as the Rebels power play coming to an end. And there's a penalty actually coming up to Fort Saskatchewan here. So great opportunity for the Mounties to either convert or go up a man here. 13 seconds left on this shot clock. Robichaud, he's got it. Looking for an option, coming back out high, Ben Foster. Rips that one from the point, a nice elbow save by McMillan. Ball comes loose, nobody's picked it up yet. Still loose. Nolsky trying to get this in his pocket to get a whistle, and finally it'll happen. So with Slash gonna be the call. And it looks like it's gonna be Noyen headed to the box for the Rebels. 3:38 to go in the third. Mounties only down by 2. They lead the shot board 48-42. See if they can convert on this power play. Starting with the ball up at the point is going to be Ben Foster. Play blown in. Now Foster over to Fletcher. Fletcher gets a return feed now. Back up high. Foster to the right wing now. Robichaud. Foster down low, and that ball going to not be gathered in by Max Pacharuni. Battle for a Lucy now. Recovered. Back up high with a lane now. Quick shot there, and that's going to get blocked away out of the stick of Zane Fletcher and all the way down the floor and whipped down by the goaltender. The Rebels ball in their own zone. Eric George picks it up. Minute 30 to go on this Mountaineers power play. The Rebels just going to try to kill as much time as possible as they hang on to his 2-goal lead late in this period. Up high, McCallion. Looks like a moving pick assessed to George. So that's going to turn it over to the Mountaineers. Unfortunate there for the Rebels. The Mountaineers able to go back to work getting their offense on the floor. Joshua Goodman puts that one down low now. Feed back up high. Robichaud gets the return now from Fletcher. Robichaud to Fletcher. He'll let it go, and his shot goes high over top of the net. Ball coming down the floor. Takahara, he's racing for it. And play going to be blown dead. And now blown back in. Feed to the middle now. Quick step in. They score. Just like that, Basisti puts one home on the feed from Takahara. And the Rebels regain their 3-goal lead. .224 to go in the third. The Rebels lead it 12-9. But the Mounties still 46 seconds on the power play. This is not over yet. Stepping in to take this draw, Turner Dick up against Garen Nolsky, who's taken every face-off today for Fort Saskatchewan. The ball comes out, recovered by Calgary. Hunter McChesney will just leave that one there for Robichaud. Bryden Robichaud feeds that one into the middle now for Ben Foster. Foster to Robichaud. Back to Foster behind the back pass. Gets a return feed once again. Down low. Great ball movement here by the Mountaineers as Foster into the middle there, and a crossbar shot. Still coming through, and oh my, what a save by McMillan. To the higher-ups, if you're watching that at home, clip it. Put it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. That's the save of the game. And an early save of the season candidate there from John McMillan. Oh my. Stretching across to make the save with what I believe was the back of his stick. A minute and a half to go in the third. The Rebels only 3 shot clocks away from grabbing win number 1 of the season. It's the Mountaineers goaltender who picks it up. They're trailing by 3. Now got to move with some pace. You essentially got to score right away here on this shot clock and win a face-off. Let's see what they can do. Robichaud steps in by himself. Tries to float one over the shoulder that time of McMillan. Pass across. Still trying to find an open lane. Another shot from the outside, and McMillan makes the stop once again. Scrimshaw picks it up behind his own net and moves that out swiftly to Takahara. Takahara across. Finds that ball to Alex Wildeboer. Wildeboer back up high. Eric George. 46 seconds to go in this contest. The Rebels just going to play around with it. Take away time from the Mounties, as that is their enemy here. Peterson feeds that one across. Shot towards the net, and that's going to come out off the boards. Trying to possibly recover it there was Zach Basisti, but the Mounties going to get away with it. Only 25 seconds to work with in this game. Shot clock is off. That's all the time we have left. Still melting down here. Down by 2. Pulled goalie here from the Mountaineers. Why are they waiting so long? You have to attack. 6 seconds to go. Clearly they don't want it. Shot from the point, and that's going to do it. So that's it here from Fort Saskatchewan today. Your first Senior B Rebels game of the season is in the books, and they take it 12-9 over the Calgary Mountaineers. You got to say the first star of this game today for Fort Saskatchewan has to be John McMillan. Not only solid throughout this entire game, but as well making an absolutely massive save towards the end of that third period, which again, if you're watching at home, clip it, clip it, clip it, send it in. McMillan's going to want to see that one, I'm sure, in the future. I thank you for tuning in live here on CROW LAX TV. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera, and I'm going to send you off with some handshakes here. Until next time, remember the URL. It's CROW LAX TV.